After a 2-week break for international friendlies and European qualifying for Euro 2020, we are back with another episode here at Scallywags TV. With only 7 games left in this season's English Premier League, the race for the title is still so very tight between Liverpool and Manchester City. This morning I'm at Scallywags Pub, home of the Reds here in Toronto, to see if they can keep their win streak alive against Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield. Match day 32 is next. Well, Liverpool somehow have done the impossible. 2-1 at the end, dying seconds, and they managed to win at Anfield. I'm here with some new fans at Scallywags. We have Raja, Amadou, and Danielle. So, guys, first of all, what do you think about that game? How nervous were you? Let's just say it.
I was a little bit on edge because I figured that we had to really come out and show, that we had gels as a team. We're in the run out, for the end of the season. Everybody should be not necessarily clicking, but playing for each other, which we had shown at times. But then we had goof-up moments, where there was a lack of communication. Millie's running back full speed. Alisson standing at the top of his box, not saying a word. I wasn't scared about, Spurs scoring in that moment. I was scared about a collision, injuring one of these guys, taking him out for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
And that's a concern I was carrying into the match. I had that for a lot of the match because I could kind of see, that's where the team was at.
Yeah. Guys, so when it was 1-1, Spurs had chances to go 3-4-1 up. I would say that you guys are very, very lucky just to even come away with a point, let alone 3. What was going through your mind? The team didn't really play that well. I didn't think.
No, we were much better the first half, but we should have gotten a lot more chances. We didn't capitalize on a lot of chances in the first half. Could have been easily 2-0, 3-0. Spurs definitely came out to play for the second half when we looked a little bit shaky. And one thing that I think we really lacked this season is leadership. I really think we need a change in captaincy because anytime we go 1-0 down or 1-1, you never see Henderson try and rally the team.
Yeah.
You see Van Dijk doing it. He did that when we went 1-0 down against Arsenal, then we turned it around. You even freaking get Lovren doing it against City last year, but Henderson's just far too quiet. Going through my mind, the 1-1, I thought can still do it because it's typical of Liverpool. They never make anything easy for us. It was always going to be last minute. Any trophy's always going to be done dramatically, so I still had faith. And even if it was a point, I was City have a really difficult schedule coming up, and they're playing Spurs and United who have that push for 3rd and 4th place, so there is still a huge chance that City will drop points.
Big concern of you must be Mo Salah. Hasn't scored a goal since the 3rd of February. What's going on there, do you think? That's got to be a big concern.
No, I'm not concerned. No.
Because you've got Mane, luckily, but if you didn't have him...
I still believe in Salah, because today people were take him off. No, at the end, he's still decisive. He's been struggling a bit, but it's still Salah, and at the end of the day, if you need him to score, he's going to score. I'm not concerned about it.
I agree with that too. I figured that we've seen matches where he runs into double and triple coverage, which just means you open up for the other 2 forwards of your triumvirate. So we prefer not to think of it as, Salah's not scoring, he's fallen off, it's all this kind of form. It's, your team now just on this guy, double team, watch this guy for the open, easy peasy kind of stuff. And that was demonstrated by Mane's, back heel flick, all kinds of crazy goals that he's getting. Today when, Bobby comes sailing in, it's because teams have to pay attention to whomever they feel is the most dangerous. That always frees up one of our 3. And as long as we're unselfish, we could score a lot of goals. Get a little bit selfish, get a little bit burned.
Are you surprised the run-in for the title is so close? I as a fan of the game, would love it to be like this instead of the days back when Man United used to win, sailing away with it. But it's good to have rivalry and competition with Man City. They have a great club, great talented players. Are you surprised it's like this close leading up?
No, I'm not surprised because we know they're a good team. They've shown it the past few years, and we also know that with club behind us and with the players that we've been recruiting, we have a good team too, and it's very, very, very exciting to see this title race.
Plus, you've got to give credit. Man City have way more money, and Liverpool haven't spent as much. So you must be surprised.
Well, City also have a really good bench. They pretty much have 2 starting lineups where our bench is like really poor, basically. Like our top 4, like our like back four went down. It was a shambles a bit in January.
I would argue more that we have 2 full rotations on our starting bench. They might not be what everyone wants to say. Oh, it's not City quality or whatever quality. Look, we got them. They know our system. We win when they're in. That's what's key. You can recognize that maybe if we get the silverware that comes with it, but right now there's not many of our guys that I would want to replace with anybody else.
All right, and then before we wrap up, let's just talk really quickly about a serious matter. Jurgen Klopp said in his press conference this week, we want to talk about racism in the game. We saw a massive amount of it for England players in Montenegro, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Raheem Sterling. He says the game should be stopped at that point. Now, just off the top of your head, what is it? It's never going to change in the era that we live in. It's always going to be around. But what can you do? And you're playing a game of 90 minutes. How can you stop the game? Well, I mean, what's your verdict?
Well, for me, I'm the one who always confronts the people yelling. And if I was to be the athlete at that time on the ball, trust me, the game stopped. Stop running and pick up the ball, and I'm walking over and saying, whatever you got to say it to me now that we're all paying attention. What was that? And then I'll do my damnedest if I can score for them. And if it's my own fans treating me like that, you know what I mean? And I've seen that done in Italy. I kind of agree with that. Klopp wants to pull his whole team off the pitch. I agree with that. You got to call these suckers out when you see it.
But can you imagine if clubs kept walking off every game, there wouldn't be a game of football to watch. So that's kind of, I mean, I don't really see how you're going to win this. I don't see it.
Well, I don't think the point is winning it. It's showing that.
It's making a statement.
Right? Yeah, because like you said, we've seen it in Italy. Like when Samuel Eto'o would just pick the ball and say stop. That's it. That's all we have to do. Like at some point, it's enough. You know what I mean?
And then when everybody questions why are we stopping, it's because this guy wants to be a bigot. These people want to be racial, they want to be racist or whatever. So we refuse to, be the spectacle for them. We'll put them on, put the focus on them, make them be the spectacle. So stopping the match is clearly appropriate.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. But guys, great win today. Liverpool return top of the table. 2 points clear. Man City behind with 1 game in hand. It's going to go right down to the wire, I believe, with a few games remaining. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Scallywags TV.